Hi, I'm Mike, PokeTips Mike, and it's time for more Crown Tundra news. So with the release of the Crown Tundra being only a day away now, previews have started coming out showing us and telling us lots and lots of stuff about the Crown Tundra. A new video and article came out from VG247, who received review access and were able to see about 30 minutes of new Crown Tundra footage, and today they're dropping some new details for us, like everybody's favorite feature, roaming Pokemon coming back with the Legendary Birds, and what the Pokemon Company is calling the hardest challenge yet. We have some pretty good stuff today to talk about, so let's jump right into it. So the first thing we're going to talk about here is some details about the story. And don't worry, I'm not going to be spoiling anything major about the storyline here, this is just kind of obvious stuff. With the theme of the Crown Tundra being exploration, it makes sense that the main storyline quest is going to have you chasing around a legendary Pokemon all around the area. According to the VG247 article, they say there's a main story quest which sees you joining an expedition team and going into the wild to hunt a huge-headed Pokemon, the all-new legendary Pokemon Calyrex. And apparently in this game, Calyrex has quite an attitude too. It's the king Pokemon, and when you find it in-game, it kind of acts superior to you, it kind of looks down on you. I'm really curious to see how that's going to play out, that's probably going to be pretty funny. And very interestingly, they say here, we see a scene where it appears to the player and displays some unique abilities, but other than that preview, Calyrex remains shrouded in mystery. Moving right along, the main storyline is basically going to help you travel around the Crown Tundra and really introduce you to the area, which is nice. There's basically going to be stuff to do all over the Crown Tundra that'll keep you busy. And for those of us who are wondering how hard it's going to be to actually capture Calyrex, it says here that you should be able to capture Calyrex without great effort. So I'm assuming its catch rate is pretty good. So if you want to try to challenge yourself and catch it in a Pokeball or even a Beast Ball if you're that crazy, go for it. Now here's something that's going to sound super familiar. The legendary tree of a legendary 3. Where did we hear about that before? So not like anybody really doubted it before, but this just ties back in once again to those data mined leaks that we got shortly after the Isle of Armor came out. The way this seems like it's going to work is you're going to stumble upon this big giant red tree that is home to the 3 legendary birds, and then once you get there, we'll get to see a nice big cutscene, which we did get a little glimpse at in their trailer, so thank you guys for showing us that. But after that cutscene, guess what? They're gonna go to the Galar region and start roaming around. Everybody's favorite feature, roaming Pokemon, has returned. And the VG247 article described it like chasing down the legendary dogs in Pokemon Gold and Silver, which I can totally see because there you have to go to the Burn Tower, interact with the legendaries, and then they start running around the Johto region. This seems like the exact same thing. Honestly, I bet a lot of people saw this coming though. In a lot of the games where we run into the Kanto legendary birds, they're roaming around the region. Like Platinum, they had them roaming around, X and Y, they were roaming around a little bit, so it's not really a big surprise that they're roaming around here. However, it seems like the roaming in this game is going to have a little bit of a twist. Now, we didn't get to see the footage yet, but the way they described it in the article is pretty interesting. The writers of this article got to see a little demonstration where a player was chasing down Zapdos, and they said it involves a little bit of a unique gimmick. And each of these little gimmicks is going to vary and change depending on which bird you're tracking down, and we should be getting a little hint of what that thing is in the cutscene when we first encounter the birds. So pay close attention to it, but I'll definitely make a guide on it once that's all out. I'm not a huge fan of roaming Pokemon, but as long as they put a little twist on it, then I don't really mind. Now, as for the level, it looks like the birds are going to be level 70. They said here Zapdos is at level 70, and just like any other Pokemon, you'll have a chance of catching it. No word yet on if we could soft reset for the shiny forms, but I certainly hope that we can. That would be pretty cool. Next up, we have more information about Dynamax Adventures. So we've been getting drip-fed information about Dynamax Adventures forever, but here we finally got some solid confirmation about some features. So here we go. Every player is limited to only one Pokemon. No party, just one Pokemon that you could use in the Dynamax Adventures. Now, like before, you can't use any of your own Pokemon. When you go in, you're going to be given one. It's random, kind of like the Battle Factory from previous games. They say here that the Pokemon will be the level and the ability appropriate for the challenges ahead. Here's a pretty big one though. Your HP, move power points, and status effects carry over from one battle to the next. So I'm guessing that's what's going to make this really challenging, because I'm assuming you won't be able to use items in there and there's not going to be any healing points, so you're definitely going to want to conserve your Pokemon's energy. Or you could do the last mechanic here, which is switching out one of your Pokemon for one of the ones you defeated. But what's interesting here is since this is a big co-op mode, only one of your team members can take a defeated Pokemon. So if everybody that you're playing with has their Pokemon weakened, you're going to have to strategize and make sure that the right person chooses the new Pokemon to bring onto their team, because not everybody is going to be getting a free switch or a free heal. Oh wait, it says here, if you're lucky, you might encounter a small random event along the way that might provide healing or other assistance, so it seems like it's up to chance. Also, no mention here if it heals one person or the whole entire group. That's interesting though, I'm wondering how that's going to play out. Maybe a Chansey will just start walking in the den and heal up your team. That would be pretty cool. The deeper into the den you go, the higher the chance of you finding rare Pokemon to battle and catch is, and it also increases your chance of finding legendary Pokemon. It sounds a little bit like the wormholes in Ultra Sun and Moon, so I'm wondering maybe there'll be like an interesting shiny mechanic here too. Maybe the deeper you go into the Dynamax adventure, the higher your chance of getting a shiny Pokemon is, which would work now because you can swap out your Pokemon for anything that you find, and we get confirmation later on that you will be able to take home any Pokemon you get during the adventure. Before I was a little worried about this because we didn't have confirmation if we'd be able to take any Pokemon we find during the adventure, so it would suck if you found the shiny and you wouldn't be able to keep it, but now we know. I guess the worst part about that scenario would be if you caught a shiny Pokemon and then the next Pokemon you encountered would be shiny, but then you could always just give it to one of your friends. So yeah, this would be a really cool group shiny hunting mechanic if it works like that, but that's all speculation. Now, while doing the Dynamax adventures, you will be able to get rare items like the new ability patch, which we know lets you change your Pokemon's regular ability into their hidden ability. The first time we could do something like that. Just keep in mind you can only get one of each legendary Pokemon, so you won't be able to come here and get a gazillion Lugias. Only one. And also, one more very important thing that wasn't mentioned here, but we found out about a few days ago, any legendary Pokemon that you encounter in the Dynamax adventures is a guaranteed catch. So now you know you don't have to struggle to catch these Pokemon, they'll be super easy to get, and you can pretty much use any Pokeball you want, so catch it in the Beast Ball for the ultimate legendary Pokemon flex. And last but not least, we're going to be talking about the Galarian Star Tournament. When the Pokemon Company presented this to VG 24/7, they described the tournament as the hardest challenge in the game. So that's setting some pretty high expectations. I wonder how they're gonna do that. Obviously, they can make it so all the Pokemon people using this are fully Eevee trained, have perfect IVs, great movesets, and I can't find any evidence, maybe I'm missing over something, but I would also think there would be some sort of level scaling or reducing everything to level 50 just to balance it out, because if you could go in there with level 100 Pokemon and they're using level 75s, it's not gonna be that challenging. Like we already know, it's gonna be a double battle tournament where you can pick somebody to team up with and you fight against a bunch of famous characters from Sword and Shield like your rival, gym leader, other important characters, and so on. In this article, there's no mention at all if returning characters from past games like Pokemon Trainer Red or Cynthia are going to be coming back. I wouldn't expect them to drop that in an article. I think the Pokemon Company would want to keep that under wraps until the release date at this point. I don't really think that's going to happen. It's probably just going to be trainers from the Galar region, but after that little tease they gave us in the Isle of Armor at the dojo, where Honey was talking about inviting trainers from other regions, and they said, oh, the dojo wasn't important enough for them to come out. This sounds important. And after that whole tease in the DLC, I want to see some returning trainers. Make this the ultimate challenge. Bring them back. There's also a lot of fan service here for people who really care about the story and people interacting, because, you know, you got a bunch of different characters from all over Galar that usually don't interact with each other, but here, now they have a chance of teaming up. So it'd be kind of cool to see, like, Milo and Mustard team up, just people you don't really see talking to each other ever. Or maybe the reunion between Leon and Mustard since Mustard trained Leon. That would be pretty cool to see. Again, tying in with the difficulty of this tournament, you will not be able to unlock this star tournament until you beat both the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra, which makes sense. That way all the characters can be there. It would be kind of weird to have somebody you don't really know yet just coming into the tournament. Oh, hi Twinkle, my cat just rubbed up against my leg. That kind of scared me. But yeah, this is the ultimate endgame battle content for Sword and Shield. Move over Battle Tower. This is it. And with that, my friends, boom! Lots of new information about the Crown Tundra. I know it's only a day away at this point, but it's pretty cool learning about all this extra stuff right before the release. So if you haven't already beat the Isle of Armor, now's the perfect time to go ahead and do that, so you'll be able to enter the Star Tournament once you complete the Crown Tundra. And since now we're only a day away, keep your eyes posted, notifications on, because there's a good chance I might upload again today. But definitely, once the Crown Tundra is out, I will be uploading like crazy. So my friends, stay tuned. In the comment section, let me know what you're the most excited about for in the Crown Tundra, and as always, my friends, thanks so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it and you haven't already, make sure you give it a big thumbs up right now, subscribe to the channel if you're new and you want to see more Pokemon content, and again, my friends, I'll be seeing you in the next one.